Hi, this is Thraxas, and this is our Planetary Terrorism EP.
Thraxmentary of the making of our new EP, Planetary Terrorism.
So come on in and let's check it out.
That's cool.
Oh,
Alright,
Aleks.
let's do it.
This time round for recording, we've actually gone with a new engineer. We've gone with Matt Clarke. He's pretty much made this the least stressful experience and easiest experience we've ever had recording. It's been really awesome. It's pretty much we've done the whole thing backwards. We've done doing drums last, guitars first, bass, vocals. So yeah, it's pretty much flipped, but it's made it so much easier for all of us, especially Isaac, being able to have a full songs to listen to and the melodies to work with, not just a click track. Doing everything like reamping later. Yeah, it's just been such a good experience. So in terms of the actual musical content of this EP, it's crazy. It goes from literally like fantasy to like some cyberpunk futuristic shit. Like, it's crazy. We do leave Bull to write all the lyrics. He is the full-time lyric writer. We do throw some ideas around. For example, War Chief, that one was a really fun one to write. That is basically written off the whole idea of, if you've ever played Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War, you follow the Lord of the Rings. The whole nemesis system of the overlords. You got to fight your way to the top, and this whole power struggle going on. And you'll hear that in that song as well, Death Before Dishonor, all that sort of thing. It's crazy, like what we've been able to do with this EP, what we've been able to put together as a band, compared to some of the content that we've had before, some of the songwriting. It's a massive step forward, and I think we're really in our element with this EP. I'm so excited to show you guys. So pretty much for Thraxas, this is gonna, I think, be a whole new ballpark for us. This is like the Thraxas gumbo. It's literally everything in an EP. Like, each song is so unique, so different from each other. And I think it's a big step ahead from our single Cthulhu Rising, like being able to finally have new music to show you guys. Like, I'm so keen to show you what we've been doing, and all the new material. Like, it ranges from literally prog to death metal to thrash metal to groove. There is so much going on, you're gonna love it.
2, 3, 4.
I'm actually going to talk about my least favorite experience of recording. I hate metronome practice. It is really time consuming, but it has paid off, especially for all of us. We've gone in there. Some things are seriously just one take, in, out, see you later. Like, it's just been heaps better being more prepared, having a few months to actually prepare for recording, and it's been sweet.
3, 4. Yep. Fuck yeah, Aleks.
Alright, so my favourite part about recording this EP would... Oh god, there's too many things to list. Probably one of my favourite things would have to be just the clear artistic expression that we're allowed to bring into it, and having someone who's keen and ample on what we're bringing to the table and helping us realise that vision is probably one of the bigger things that I would like to probably say is my favourite part. Whereas the most beautiful thing about it is watching another person come in, see what our vision is, and then helping us be guided on that vision to help bring it to life, if any of that makes sense. So basically, my favorite part about it is actually getting to sit down and dial in the tones, the way the certain guitars act, the way the drums act, the way the bass is being used. It's basically like stripping all of it down to its bare components and going across each stage individually, and it really helps sort of tighten up and fix up, you know, little bits and pieces that we might not thought have needed work before or have needed work, and it's just actually a completely surreal experience as opposed to just coming in as 4 people and just sitting around and writing music and playing music. So realistically, my whole favorite thing about this would just be the clear expression that we're allowed to come in with and then build upon, and it's almost like having a child where you can literally see your own creation come together within its own life.
Jesus.
Someone quick record it, he's violating me. So my favorite piece of merch at home, oh god, actually lately I have one of the biggest influences for me has been the first 3 Death albums, and I actually have both or all of those 3 shirts for those 3 albums. But oh god, my biggest piece of merch that I would have to say my most favorite would have to be actually one of ours. Seeing as time goes on, we have shirts, bottle openers, key rings, whatever the hell there is. It's actually interesting. I would probably have to say that one of the favorite things that I have would have to be something from one of the gigs that either we've played or I've been to. Machine Head, Lamb of God, catching a pick, catching Phil Demel's pick was one of my favorite pieces, but actually seeing our own merchandise come to life would have to be probably one of my most favorite pieces of merch at home. Our singlets that come together and everything else, I would have to actually say that's probably the most interesting merchandise. Actually, the most interesting merchandise I probably have, if you're going to class it as that, is the ESP or the Edward star that I use is actually an Anchung star from a signature guitar, so you could probably class that as that. But for any other reference, I would say all of our merch would have to be our favorite, especially our latest Thraxas singlets. They are off the fucking chain, man. Straight up.
2, 3, 4.
Just cut the tail off.
Yeah.
The lyrical content, and my favorite part about all the lyrical content and inspirations, a lot of where it comes from is more of a modern day social idea where it's not about wizards and demonry and like things like that. It's more about what you see, what you deal with, what people have to deal with. The idea that, like, one of our songs references the idea of technology becoming so great that, you know, everyone is some form of cybernetic human, where we become bionic in our sense, where, you know, say we live past our usefulness and we're able to implement a technological balance to comprehend with that, i.e. bionic arms, you know, something like cybernetic legs or something like that. We actually reference a lot of that in our music. It's also going back to the old idea of nuclear annihilation, where we have to, like, sit down and think about, you know, like, where is our planet heading, in the idea that what comes next for us. A lot of these ideas are really just what's coming next for the humans, and, like, you know, what our population and what life is going to be like in the next however many years. A lot of it is also just ideals on, you know, like what life would be like. With one of our songs, Concrete Cowboy, a lot of it is just like, you know, going back to the old school times, or where things became more civilized, more modern, and it ushered out a lot of people from those times. So just the ideas of how times change and things change and people change, and, like, You know, there's ideas that for one of our songs we actually have, which is the idea of it is the eating of the environment. So becoming so technologically great that the entire environment just basically becomes eaten up by a self-replicating machine, which is also an idea in a Grey Goo event, which is a very fucking weird sort of thing to come across, but I don't know, it's really looking into the psyche and the aspect of human minds and where we can progress as a culture and as a population.
No, it's not. It's fine. I thought it had a weird end to it, but it's
Stop fucking looking at me. Ending notes weird.
So what we've done with the bass sound is we've introduced some distortion, which is a relatively different sound to what I've brought on Cthulhu Rising and what I play live. So if it works out on this EP, it's highly likely that we're going to be carrying a much more distorted sound on bass guitar from this point forward. And I think through some of the parts that I play, if you listen to them closely, you'll be able to pick out some mild effects that we put onto the bass in certain parts, which is just for your listening pleasure, really. So this EP for Thraxas is really going to it's really going to push us forward in a way that we haven't pushed forward before. We've had a demo, we've had a single, and this is a full-scale deluxe EP, 6 songs. This is really going to define us as who we are and where we're going with our sound. Really, it's a positive thing for us at this time, and it's actually like the perfect step for us to take at this time without going for a full album. This is an absolute showcase of us as we are right now, and we hope you enjoy it.
So from there, I've got it.
The creation of this EP has been honestly like so stress-free and professional. Really, we're so relaxed actually, like recording this EP, but hopefully that comes through on the EP itself, and I think it will. I've had a chance to introduce a bass sound that I've been working on, and hopefully it makes it into the EP. We're actually yet to decide, so hopefully it makes it into the EP. I'm really looking forward to it if it does. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. We're able to be creative with this. We're able to come in with our ideas and have them embraced with open arms, which for every element of this recording process, for each one of us, has been absolutely paramount to the success of the production of this EP. So I'm really looking forward to the end result, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it as well. I think you're going to be absolutely blown away. It's going to be awesome. So in the songwriting process, outside of the lyrical side of the songwriting process, in the actual construction of the songs, they've been mostly influenced by each one of us. We've come in with an idea, and those ideas have been taken and elements have been added by each one of us which has led to these 6 songs that are an absolute triumph and combination of band members coming together and coming up with the best product of songwriting that we can. In saying that, each song also has its individual influences that can be linked back to one of us more predominantly than others. So that would then, of course, be the original idea that was put forward to the band, which in itself is really amazing, because then you can actually take each song, depending how much you want to start to look at us, you can take each song and see which song was most influenced by which member. But altogether, absolute creative combination of the 4 of us in putting this EP together, which is just absolutely the way that we wanted it.
Fuck yeah.
Smash it up.
We just get the
Give us a wink.
again.
Fucking doink.
I guess the favourite part is actually playing it and nailing it, that feeling of actually nailing it, and then going back and listening to it and the finished product and what it becomes. But I guess the hardest part and the least favourite is setting up, getting everything comfortable, or the stress and anxiety of fixing everything so it sounds mint. But once you do that and you get into the zone, I think it all pays off. It's like...
Maybe grab it with 2 hands.
What influenced the way I write or lay the drums down to the tracks are, I guess I try and be more musical about it, I guess. Try and follow what the guitar does, not just necessarily straight beats. I try and change it up with some cymbal work. If the guitars do a little run, I'll follow it with the cymbals or the toms. I find that it's more musically exciting than just laying down a single solid beat. I try and keep it intricate and I guess change it up as the guitar changes. I change. I want to mesh to be one piece, not individual instruments coming together to make a sound.
Are you from a bit before, okay? Join in on the fill, but it's not that important. Go.
Woo!
A little bit. Yep. The things that are different this time around, I guess, I've recorded with Clay in the past, in Brain Studios. He's moved spaces now, and it was nice to come and see what he's done with the place, and it's like coming back home recording wise. I've tried different bits and pieces, and the guys are so amazing. They make everything nice and easy and comfortable, help me with everything. I think we've got the kit sounding amazing. That's obviously one of the main things. In order to play well, you need it to sound well. You want to play the instrument as it sounds. If it sounds like crap, then it's not going to give you the inspiration to, I guess, hit a snare a certain way. You get a certain tone or a certain crack, or the toms, they get different resonance, so you can play around with that. And this space, what they've done with this space, the acoustics in this room, it just fits and it sounds amazing. So I'm very happy with recording here, and we'll definitely probably come back in the future. He's ghost noting the whole time.
That's how he's counting it.
But
yeah.
this doesn't, yeah, exactly, but this doesn't need it at all. No.
You happy?
Yes. All done. Woo!
It's blurry.
All right, we got it.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Grab, fucking do it.
All right, ready?